From a poor, homeless teenager to the creator of one of the world's most iconic luxury brands, this is the unbelievable story of Louis Vuitton. Born into hardship, Vuitton revolutionized travel with his game-changing flat-top trunk, building an empire that would outlast him. But behind the glamour lies controversy, wartime scandals, ruthless business tactics, and legal battles that shaped the brand's legacy. So how did Louis Vuitton rise from nothing to dominate the luxury world? And what dark secrets hide behind its polished facade? Let's uncover the true story, the ambition, the betrayal, and the billion-dollar empire that changed fashion forever. Around 2 centuries ago, in a small French village called Anchy, a boy named Louis Vuitton was born on August 4, 1821. His father, Xavier Vuitton, worked as a modest farmer, while his mother, Caron, crafted and sold hats to help make ends meet. Due to the family's difficult financial situation, young Louis had to abandon school and assist his father in the field. Tragedy struck in 1831 when Louis was about 10 years old. His mother passed away. Not long after, his father remarried, and unfortunately, Louis's stepmother treated him poorly. Despite the mistreatment lasting for 3 years, his father did nothing to intervene. Eventually, as conditions worsened and food became scarce, Louis made a bold decision. In 1835, at just 13 years old, he quietly left home during the night, heading for Paris in search of a better future. He had heard stories of job opportunities in the bustling city and hoped to find work there. Without informing anyone, he set off on foot, a journey of nearly 300 miles. With no money or resources, Louis relied on small tasks in various villages to earn meals. When there was nowhere to sleep, he rested in forests and often went without food. This difficult trek took him nearly 2 years. By 1837, Louis finally reached Paris. His first priority was survival, mainly finding something to eat. Around that time, the railway system in Paris was just getting started, leading to a rise in travel and a growing need for durable luggage. One day, Louis came across a skilled boxmaker named Monsieur Marichal, who was looking for an assistant. Louis asked for work and was taken in. Over the next 16 years, he worked hard under Marichal's guidance, sharpening his craft and learning everything he could. Louis's skill in crafting trunks soon earned him a reputation far beyond the average artisan. By 1852, everything changed when Empress Eugenie, wife of Napoleon III, took notice of his exceptional work. She selected Louis as her personal boxmaker, an appointment that elevated his social standing dramatically. At that time, being responsible for luggage was a prestigious role, and suddenly Louis found himself catering to royalty and the elite. His transformation from a regular trunk maker to a craftsman for the upper class was swift. In 1854, shortly after marrying, Louis set up his own workshop on Rue Neuve des Capucines and purchased an apartment in the same building. It was a huge milestone for someone who had once wandered the streets of Paris homeless. Although he began by making the trunks himself, increased demand pushed him to outsource production. This unfortunately led to a drop in quality, sparking a wave of customer complaints. Unwilling to compromise, Louis took control. In 1858, he moved his operations to Rue du Rocher, 76, and began personally supervising every step of the production process. Louis was a perfectionist. His sharp eye for detail helped him spot a serious issue with the luggage used during travel in Paris. Before trains became common, people traveled by horse-drawn carriages, which had space for dome-lidded trunks that helped rainwater run off. However, these trunks were bulky, heavy, and poorly suited for train compartments. Seeing the problem, Louis came up with a game-changing idea: the flat-topped rectangular trunk, later called the steamer trunk. Not only was it easier to handle and more compact, but it could also be stacked efficiently. Instead of traditional pigskin, which cracked easily, he used a new, durable fabric called Trianon canvas. Lightweight, sturdy, and visually appealing, this design proved revolutionary. Wealthy travelers, always on the move, loved the practicality and sleek look of Louis's new trunks. What seemed like a minor tweak, removing the dome, completely transformed the way luggage was designed and used. By 1859, demand for Louis Vuitton's flat trunks exploded. His clients mostly included the rich, and he wisely catered to their preferences. He understood one powerful insight: if you made life easier for the wealthy, they'd happily pay for it. And so, to meet their needs, he started offering custom-made trunks tailored to each client's lifestyle. During that period, people typically stored their possessions in a single, bulky trunk, creating organizational chaos. Seeing this issue, Louis Vuitton revolutionized luggage by introducing compartmentalized trunks. Around the same time, women's handbags were largely unpopular due to societal expectations. They were viewed as cumbersome, unfashionable, and even damaging to a woman's image. To counter this, Vuitton crafted lightweight, elegant canvas handbags, sparking widespread adoption among women. This shift turned his designs into status symbols, coveted by affluent clients. Vuitton's pioneering work earned him a bronze medal at the 1867 Paris Universal Exhibition. In 1869, the Suez Canal's inauguration transformed global commerce and transportation. Luxury items adored by high society inevitably became objects of desire for the middle and working classes, who saw ownership as a path to elevated social standing. But 1870 brought severe trials for Louis Vuitton. The outbreak of the Franco-Prussian War compelled him to flee Paris, abandoning his store and possessions. Vuitton's workshops were demolished, with his equipment, materials, and stock all disappearing. When peace returned in 1871, the craftsman found himself completely destitute, forced to rebuild from nothing. Yet this catastrophe created unexpected possibilities. The post-war economy saw property values collapse, with premium locations becoming surprisingly affordable. Most lacked resources to capitalize, but Vuitton's prudent savings placed him among the privileged few able to act. Seizing the moment, he acquired a new storefront in Paris's prestigious Opera District. The site offered perfect positioning neighboring the train station, Grand Hotel, and Hotel Scribe guaranteed a steady stream of potential customers from the constant traveler traffic. The subsequent years brought another development: George Vuitton's return from English studies. The younger Vuitton convinced his father that international expansion could prove lucrative, particularly in London's promising market. The Vuittons turned their attention to perfecting an often overlooked aspect: the locking mechanism, recognizing that true innovation lay in refining even the smallest functional details. During this period of extensive travel among the wealthy, passengers frequently carry valuable paintings, jewelry, and expensive trunks, making them constant targets for theft. The large locks commonly used at the time provided little actual security, as thieves could easily break them open, leaving travelers vulnerable and frustrated. Recognizing this critical need, Louis Vuitton developed their revolutionary tumbler lock system. This innovative design featured multiple precision pins that all needed to align perfectly before the lock would open, creating a security solution far superior to anything else available. The development of this lock represented a major breakthrough. George and Louis Vuitton dedicated countless hours to perfecting the mechanism, fully aware they were creating something never before seen in luggage security. To protect their invention, George placed a bold challenge on the front page of a prominent newspaper, daring the world-renowned escape artist Harry Houdini to attempt opening their lock. Houdini's surprising refusal to accept the challenge became the ultimate testament to the lock's security. This single innovation transformed the luxury travel market overnight. Wealthy travelers, who previously had no reliable way to protect their valuables, now had a solution they could trust. The lock's complexity made it impossible for counterfeiters to copy, allowing customers to easily identify genuine LV products. For the affluent class, the decision became simple. No matter the cost, an LV trunk with this security system was essential for safe travel. In 1896, he unveiled Monogram Canvas, a meticulously crafted pattern of interlocking flowers, catapults, inspired by Japanese botanical art, symbolizing harmony. Unlike competitors embracing mass production, George mandated that each piece be handmade, prioritizing perfection over profit. However, the outbreak of World War II and Nazi Germany's occupation of France plunged LV into crisis. As Hitler's regime installed a puppet government, most businesses shuttered operations in protest, bringing production to a standstill during the conflict. However, Louis Vuitton did not join the boycott against the Nazis. Instead, the company collaborated with the puppet government, creating propaganda posters and statues for them, and even accepting special orders. While most businesses were closed, LV's store remained open, as did Coco Chanel's, who also collaborated with the Nazis. This angered the French people. LV's reputation suffered significantly. People were left questioning how LV had supported the Nazis for its own gain. LV defends the decision by claiming it was a survival tactic, suggesting that without it, the brand might not have survived. Once the war ended, LV began to recover. While many businesses in France struggled, LV's controversial relationship with the Nazi government gave it an edge, enabling it to grow rapidly. The company launched more products, each designed for the specific needs of wealthy clients. For example, LV introduced boxes for cutlery, minibar boxes, travel bags, and other customized items for the elite. In this way, LV launched various customized products, each targeting a different purpose. The company maintains pricing integrity through an absolute no-discount policy. Through all these developments, Louis Vuitton continues to set industry standards while adapting to an evolving global marketplace. The brand achieved a staggering $124.8 billion valuation in 2023, a figure that would astonish its founder, the once impoverished 13-year-old Louis Vuitton, who began his journey crafting trunks in 19th century Paris. So this is the story of Louis Vuitton. From its humble beginnings as a Parisian trunk maker to its current status as a $125 billion luxury empire.